Do you want to start freelancing but don't have much time to get started and don't know where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you what I would do if I had to start all over again and wanted to become a freelancer
in 30 days.
Hello, I'm your host Casino. I'm a digital alchemist, and before I get started, the prerequisites are that you already have a skill that you can use to sell services for. And for the sake of this video, I will use the case study of becoming a freelancer selling website creation services, but you can apply this pattern to your own skill and domain. In an ideal situation, I'd take more than 30 days and would break down the whole process in more phases. But let's say you have to be in business in 30 days. How should you approach it? Week 1, preparation. 1. Decide which services you will sell and price them. Seems obvious, but to avoid becoming a jack of all trades, you should decide what you're going to sell as services and also what you're not going to sell. For example, you may decide to create general websites but not e-commerce websites. Or you may create all types of websites but only on the WordPress platform. Will you offer custom development? Will you offer SEO services, website maintenance? So just create a document like a Google document or a spreadsheet with 2 columns. In the left column, write down what you want to sell, and in the right column, write down what you don't want to sell that is related to your core skills. The next step is to price your services, and for that, it really depends on your market, where you live and the cost of life there, your experience and skills levels, and a bunch of other criteria. I will create a guide for pricing your services as a freelancer, but luckily for you, there are dozens of freely available guides and blog posts all over the web, and you just gotta Google it or search it on YouTube. But the point is, once you've decided what you will sell, put a price tag on it. You can always refine it later. 2. Decide which essential tools you need and get them. In our example, if I know I want to sell website creation services, here are the essentials in my opinion. A domain name and hosting for my website, a computer to create the website, a smartphone, a creative software, a content management system, as well as images and media assets. 3. Choose a name for your business, and that of course implies research. Now, if you go by your own name, then you should cut some of the research, although you will need to get creative if you have a common name. Now, if you decide to use a business name, do your research. Depending on where you live, you will find online databases where you can research if the business name you want to use is already trademarked or copyrighted, and if another company already uses it. If you have the budget, the best way is to ask a legal advisor and take it from there. But if you're on a budget, do your research with these tools and use common sense. A quick tip is to go on websites such as namechecker.com or similar and check for a specific name. It will give you a pretty good hint at whether a name is already taken or not. Now, whatever you do, I can't stress that enough. Do your research and use common sense. But if you can't afford it, pay a legal advisor to help you with that and copyright your name. 4. Get your domain name, hosting, and social media accounts. Once you've done your research and decided which name you will use, register your domain name right away. At the time of recording this video, although there are many extensions out there, the .com extension is still the king, so I would try to get one. And you may need to get creative with it. And one tool I love using when it comes to finding .com domain names is a tool called Lean Domain Search, and you will find the link in the description. You can then register your domain with your favorite registrar, and I do recommend to get the domain name and the hosting from 2 different companies. Now, why is that? Well, in case of problem, it's easier to move your website to another host when the domain name is independent, at least in my experience. Also, I would choose a hosting plan that allows me to create several websites because that will help down the line. For example, if I need to create demos or a portfolio websites. Also, reserve your social media accounts as soon as you can, and if they offer custom URLs, make sure you reserve the custom URL matching your business account. 5. Register your business. Well, this really depends on where you live and the laws there, but in many countries, there are some very simple forms of starting a business. And if you're just trying to get in business as quick as possible and possibly see if that's economically viable, then you may want to start with a sole proprietorship or another simple form of business and take it from there. You can always change later, although that will come with a cost and specific actions you'll have to take. Of course, in an ideal scenario, I would definitely seek the help of a professional advisor that will look at your specific situation, but this is how to become a freelancer in 30 days, so you can't be stuck in paralysis by analysis, and as long as you have a way to start a business legally, then you should go for it. That being said, in many countries, you have government services that will give you free advice when you want to start a business. Sometimes you can just go there and get advice, and sometimes you need to make appointments or wait on a list. So if your place of residence offers such services, you should definitely go there and get professional advice. Now, in many countries, you can get started as soon as you filled in the paperwork, even before you get your business identification number. So definitely check the laws in your place of residence. 6. Start identifying portfolio candidates and contact them. If you already have a website and stunning portfolio, then ignore this step. But if you don't, then you should identify small businesses with horrible websites. It may be businesses from relatives, friends, or just businesses you've come across in your area, and then make them an offer they can't refuse. What I mean by that is that you will approach those businesses and offer to redesign their website free of charge at the following conditions. First, you will have the final word on design decisions. It's free of charge because you want to use it in your portfolio, and as such, it should reflect the quality that you want to advertise. And this being your area of expertise, the best way to ensure it showcases your work in the best possible way is to give you the final word on design and layout. Second, they will sign an NDA, which stands for non-disclosure agreement, stating that they are not allowed to mention the fact that the website was created free of charge. If breached, they will have to pay the price initially quoted for the redesign, which means, of course, that initially you must quote the value of the offer, even if you offer it for free. Now, very important, you should choose small websites that could be the perfect match for one-page websites, 4 or 5 pages at the maximum. Week number 2, strategy. 1. Craft your business plan. Business plans can be huge and take months to craft, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about drafting a simple business plan, and you'll find the link in the companion blog post. A simple business plan that will help you better identify who you will be serving and how you intend to grow, and what you should look out for. Sounds very simplistic, but sometimes simple is better, especially if you're on a mission to become a freelancer in 30 days. A business plan is meant to evolve over time, so craft your one-page business plan and then move on. 2. Craft your marketing plan. Just like for the business plan, you want to create a simple one-page marketing plan, and once again, you will find the link in the companion blog post. Now, basically, you want to reference your business summary, initiatives, target market, your market strategy, your budget, and last but not least, your marketing channels. Now, writing down will help you stay on track, and coupled with the business plan, it will help you see the big picture. Now, since there are so many possible directions, you will need to make decisions here. But hey, you want to be your own boss, so you might as well start making business decisions, because that will be your life from now on. And as previously mentioned, for the business plan, your marketing plan will evolve over time and after analyzing the market reaction. 3. Craft your brand. Now, if you are selling website creation services, you should be familiar with branding, and if not, you will either need to outsource or you will need to learn fast. Now, the first step is to define your brand values. Whether you use your own name or a business name, what do you stand for? And don't tell me professionalism, because that's the bare minimum. For example, do you love minimalism? Beautiful design? Or is it beautiful code? Do you love ecology? Then make sure your brand values are clearly outlined, because they will need to be present at every contact point of your brand. Face to face with your clients, on your websites, on the phone, everywhere. Now, once the brand is defined, you need to create a visual identity for it. If you want to outsource, you can contact a graphic designer in your area, in your network, or find someone on social media. Or you could use websites like 99 Designs, Upwork, and so on. If you know how to do it yourself, then don't forget the less is more rule and try to keep it simple while beautiful. But if you're in the website creation services, I suppose you have the creation skills required. 4. Look for business groups in your area. Although we all want a lot of free Google traffic, what I found in my experience is that I get much better quality leads from business groups. It could be private business groups on Facebook, but the best, in my opinion, and even though I'm a digital age lover, is still the face to face local business meetups, at least in my experience. And that's simply because even though we're all digital, we remain flesh and blood human beings, and when we're face to face, it's easier to get a better feeling for first impressions. Plus, in those groups, if you know some of the people there and they endorse you, it will act as social proof for the other professionals present, and that creates trust. And trust, my friend, is the best formula for business. Now, of course, you can try to replicate that in online groups, but once again, if you want to be on the fast track to your first clients, local business groups is the best option in my opinion. At this point, just do your research to find out which groups are in your area, what they stand for, and also what are the conditions to get in. Sometimes it's free, but most of the times you have to pay a membership, and how to get invited to a first session. Week number 3, build your portfolio. Now, if you already have a stunning portfolio, then take the time in week 3 to spend more time on your branding. Otherwise, just follow along. In week 1, you have identified and contacted several businesses with an offer they can't refuse. It means that in week 3, you should already have had 2 weeks of back and forth interaction and chosen 3 to 4 candidates. Week number 3 is the week where you create those 3 to 4 websites, and if you chose very small businesses that are the perfect fit for one-page websites, you can totally do it in 7 days, even though there will be some work. But hey, you want to be a freelancer, don't you? Now, here are some tips to get this going faster. If you're willing to sell website creation services, I suppose you master your craft, and I suppose that you have already created nice websites before. What I would do then is to reuse some of my best works, not a clone but a starting base, so that I can produce those redesigns faster, and I would create 3 gorgeous one-page websites and a 4-pages website with home, about us, services, and contact pages. And if the clients are happy, I would ask them if they would agree to have a testimonial published on my website. Week number 4, action. 1. Create your website. Well, if you're in for selling website creation services, this one should be a no-brainer. Personally, currently I work exclusively with WordPress, and I use either Astra Pro and Elementor Pro or Divi. Now, you'll find direct links in the description of this video. Please note that these are affiliate links, which means that if you purchase after clicking on my link, I do get a commission, but I only recommend those products because I use and love them, and it helps supporting creation content on this channel. And if you want a full list of my recommended resources, just go to ksenia.com/resources. Number 2, set up your social accounts. If your branding and visual identity are well defined, then you should have your banner and profile images ready, so now is the time to implement and make sure that your social media profiles are on point. 3. Start creating content. Creating content will not only help you search engine wise, but it will also boost your credibility. So once again, you can either outsource this part if you're not comfortable with writing, for example, or get started by choosing the topics that you want to be associated with and start writing. Now, talking about content, I strongly believe in the power of video marketing. So if you can, use video, but if you can't or don't want to, at the very least, get fresh written content out of your website and social media accounts. End of week 4. Number 1, tell the world. Once your business is legally registered, or at least that you have filled in the paperwork and are entitled to start, you've defined your services, you've chosen a name, and got your website out with a gorgeous portfolio, now is the time to tell the world that you're in business. Spread the word on social media. Spread the word in your own network, maybe former colleagues, sports team, teammates, chess club, whatever. Ask your family to spread the word. Ask your friend to spread the word. You can also spread the word on LinkedIn. You can register in online business directories, go to sessions of those local meetup groups that we talked about earlier. Usually the first session when you're invited is free. And if you have the budget for it, start running online ads such as Facebook ads, targeting your area and target market, defining your one-page marketing plan. 2. Register on Upwork or similar websites. Now, although I don't really use these kind of websites myself to find leads, you may want to do it when just getting started, even if just to get used to try and get gigs, become more comfortable with negotiating with potential clients, and just to get a better feel for the whole commercial side of running your business. Now, if you apply all of that, Not easy, I know, but no one said it would be. You should be in business in 30 days. Now, that does not mean that money is flowing and you're sipping gin and juice on a beach while the websites are being created by artificial intelligence, but it means that in 30 days we have climbed a mountain that many people take months, if not years, to climb. So, congratulations to you, and now the hustle begins, but that will be the subject for another video. In the meantime, go and get those first gigs rolling. So I hope that you enjoyed the roadmap shared in this video and that it will help you start your freelancing business in such a short time span. Now, if you have other tips you want to share, please let me know in the comments of this video. Now, when do you plan to start your freelancing business? Or if you already did, how long did it take you from idea to launch? Let me know in the comments, and by the way, you will find a companion blog article on my website, casino.com, and I've put a direct link to the blog post in the description of this video. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps growing this channel. And if you know someone that could benefit from it, I'm going to ask you if you'd like to share it now, because let's face it, there are so many things to do in a day that if you don't do it now, you'll probably forget. Now, if you want to brand, market, and grow your business in the digital age, then make sure you subscribe to my email newsletter by going to casino.com/newsletter so that you never miss a share of digital alchemy, as well as tips, tools, services, and case studies that can help you grow your business online. So, I hope to see you in the next video, and in the meantime, do you know by any chance what time it is? I think you do. It's time to invest
in your success.